Yamakwa BM Efa Emra Bedwam to media so live on DSTV channel 280, Go TV channel 119. Multi TV Digi Boss on social live and so Wadom. Sasuna yes to me on Facebook Adom TV. Oko YouTube so Adom TV. X and so them Instagram yo Sasuna reading so in an audio form eto podcast. Here is with me akwakoti or medical culture say previous productions one makwa with me akwakoti be a hodem. Ya ipo would already acham say and the D-Day started the sectorial debate. And say ye tree and penfo war abai ata ye ahodrom and in penphobia sum ye mampenda da John Dramani mama and in mills a pencil. A fast sector be our ye memu. Eti and then the addition say no energy sector. The energy sector. Baby I fem wo a warm. Baby I kanya ewo, baby I want gas and so ewo. I want an yedi won komonia kwakoshe. Abra na mampenda da John Dramani Mahama and the late mills eti abanya kesesono. Dear no ye edima Ghana for eba energy sector. Ye ku ye dim into 2024 elections say endis nyakwenya esa betra Ghana abanya so bi mu a. Dear no ye for the energy sector. Now the MPP so be pa be kire yem. Ade omo ye from 2017. Ebesi eneya yekase so bu senya kwenya e break the 8 na die no mebe so meye sade ama Ghana for it ni nkomo eba bedi na no pai e obedwem se de kaka cho se bra no we nkomo a ye bedi ni sa akọ aba hodo emra ye bebre se be ya Ghana for betimi ate ase ne ye kwa akoto aba ye hunu aba ye beto medi de akwasi esia o ma ye ne kwabra sante enso atiraso baba ko de
o nyame adom Bakase ye brain no nyoma be sisi but the here kese pa ne say this is what the Ghanaian community needs and kuntabu into the sectorial aspect of the debate na we breaking it down it just say amanyoku ahodo no a wonu pese onya akwanya di anim no wonu mbebo inkru for lack of maybe a better word and ombebu enkonta enchire onju media oni di no baby a onwe chima pem e dia kodu. For instance, just like you said, say offer NDC amanyuku na wono betra Ghana so pen eni wono sa presse wono be sa betra banwane so bra no mo abem no ye ba energy sector hono ma edia na muntu no mutu ya edi nsusanso aye papa ebre ene ya wono sa presse on beba no what and the Swadi Hunufro and I want to say the Becan Brano Mondom Yeno. Oba MPP, I want to tell you what you want to say. A Diana, baby, ja, umber 2, say NDCJC or no, a Diana Moya twice in terms of the energy sector, the pluses. One episode are 2 about Momo breaking 8, you know. A DNA money Swadi Uno, about energy sector. So I hire your election headquarters, Kokomuti Power. Clearly, a whom he say, ye share. About to home komo entem said the beya minu ene ahwefo na wono koto aba no omkokromoti no ombehu se eyetumi a ode to aba ma wasetenem ensachira etimi abem eyetumi a ode to aba ma unse Ghana ye unsachira not just necessarily of in one sector of the economy but all other sectors ene ye bobra ni nyina wi a ade ba kwa nyina ebu se ehunu se ekusi sen.
And so 2 to 6.
And also 2 to 6:30. I was simple. Did you ever say, wow, share, wow, we are so grateful. But this is one unique opportunity. Ye I can before no edible boom kunta actress. And kunta bonum no ya fa enyumeku ahodo bi nso a won be gibre ebusa kosan. Won gina ya name adraba foku kopek fo ekuoku ahodo won abenso e wo nyinam kanea ne fa ngon komo so omu nyina ewom. Almost ye animal a beer being common soon, we no most of the Omocosan at the ato. And so, Ghana need this year a fee about to assess a here on Quadia. If you are the piano, ye the sector for ebebro, nan paying for more quadre at the this uncle. But question before me introduce you one I casa and you go through Kuntaboom and then okay. I'm sure so with my just an overview of Ghana, a free, maybe even before you be near Fahudino, ebe pimene, and pay be this uncle way over different by energy sector.
Okay, about the quick one, share Ghana's energy sector, can describe the achievement, any or how we are a woman. or how can say o Ghana for hwɛ him say empefo betimi asiesie dem na abeka e achievement no ɛho so ɛno komo na yeba be dia me bono tel na jawde abegyafo atimi atoa komodie ɛso so this Ghana's energy sector babeko evidence wana ɛhwɛ said Ghana ye ka energy sector na enema ekabo mama ne ye the energy sector no so ye wo the hydropower ye yedim ne Osajo Fleta Kwame Nkrumah yedim from 1961 to 1965 akoso bodam a ebae ene se wiase enyini ekọ nanim eje se ame akofa ade efe renewable energy enso abeka wade ese eji awia ebetimi ama yenkane a ene so hwe ebibrem hadomu a Ghana ka ama hodo a awia ebo eso disenya renewable energy a ebetimi abo yepa ama the pressure on the hydro ne thermal no enso etimi aba from kakra now the usual the thermal afi natural gas a crude oil afi diesel ye the power ye plant na ema ye nyirode ekania e wo ye fiefie mu ye suto mu ye nwuma mu ye offices na ye wo okay so ye wo ye refinery ye no ye de esone ye fam wo eso who say Ghana the only refinery ye wo until Sectorial eba on board no e tema oil refinery and then after Sectorial aba kawan samba tema oil refinery no ye sheda ehunu gina bre papa and after ye wo the oil and gas ye be call gas no so kasa so wo hwe Ghana energy sector da enema ekabo mu a ema ye energy sector no ewie peyo ena eja ya boboso e de ewo hard bim na ba bia pese me call pese quickly ye kohwe sene ye nkane ho sem na esimi etie wa bra na mapenda da John Dramani Mahama ebe free akonya kese so in 2016 ene ba bia ba bedri na fe ya saso da ba behwe eye ye crude ya na ye tu we say Badwam from 2015 2005 say ye tu yakasa ye crude Ghana no ye hyase enyanya ye crude kakrakra ewo Ghana ti obewekwa kohwe ye hyase ye tu crude no dodo said that ye tu so far and in terms of sikano say na ababedi omai enso ensem die na etimi this size kano so etimi because the end game ne say omai oje me crew sikano die na de emame so hwe I say akoso bodam no say me kaka 1961 1965 and the jumper for etimi ec akoso bodam which was funded by 25% by the International Bank for Reconstruction and Development of the World Bank. Yeah, US now for UK 4.4 so actually. Originally was a British metropole, the Volta River project. And so the year called Yenimiano or Osajo Fleta Kwame Nkrumah eba bedi edimu from 1951 Kwame to be abeji edge na so eye. So we share before see be ra yakasa di ye ho eye pa na eyadia ade ba kwa da ye energy sector no eboai ema yekua onso no esem so etimi ekoso eye enso edbete because be bo we so a we eye de ma wodo a akoso ye e we energy sector e fik ba me fa enko eye ba bia ye crude no ewo ne ehwe crude a wodo a yetu ewo omayi ebo so hwe 2016 as the former president Mama Efri Abenwebo 7th January 2017. Yeah, so 2016 now you to about 1.41 billion in terms of
in 2016.
In 2016, the export, crude export. And now you about 2017, you pay your so 3.12 billion. And now 2018, you saw a cost to be 4.57 billion. And now 2019, you tiba from Kakra to 4.49 billion. 2020. Yeah, COVID HRC from 2019 we are fana 2020 ebe hete Ghana year no and you drop it to 2.91 billion. Then 2021 you pay kakra ede equal 3.95. Then 2022 the shoot to 5.43. Then 2023 which was last year you drop it from 5.43 to 3.8.
But also, there's a walking kind of year, when we say, can they swap for a bed channel or Sassuano? Or Shan, or Shaw, or Shan, it's a necessary addition bed. I see. It's we also say access to electricity. Electricity, yes. Okay. Say, Yama, amount for Enya Quenya, so Musabit Miaka, and Kanya or Yabemu. So 2016, we were doing 79.3%. Then 2017, at about 79%. And at 2018, you paid your 80.40%. Then 2019 to 83.5%.
2020 to 85.4%, then 2021 86.3%, 2022 ye 85.1%, and 2023 ye 88.85%. It's way it can be actually academic how I am making a power and as electricity accessible to Ghana for so baby na do that go for befa any free room. That's why from 2017 now or page from 79% to 88.85%. So you better factors in so a lead rise now so it's a babu. So obai make jam ya ku kabesa ababam dey be so ababesha we say you be go share the gas sector this so we also in terms of megawatt. So Ghana's installed capacity I guess so 2016 near what 3,927 megawatt installed capacity. Just say the akasa ye wo ye betimi di adwuma. Then 2017 a movie and they call 4,520. 2018 and a year call 5,021. Then 2019 and a movie they call 5,309. Then 2020 the circle should be up to 5,337. And at 2022 they call 5,451. And at 2022 so they call 5,454. Then 2023 a sapage be able to call 5,492. Where you figures are you etibiaka Oko Energy Commission website any one kratemwa. When you figures are
installed capacity.
Installed capacity.
SS. Okay.
So your installed capacity. I guess so this is a plotting of the graph. Say they made a pie chart to edge order. So they're plotting of the graph. Say that see me say
so when you break it down, you are seeing installed capacity and aside the installed capacity, the ones that we can
dependable capacity, yes. So the dependable capacity no any near ready no. Now installed no any
so we have, as of the time it was 3,927 no.
Yeah.
The one that we're depending on.
Yeah, 3,499.
Okay.
But near what 3,927.
So at each point in time there's an SS.
That is it. Then in 2017 near what installed capacity of 4,520 no. Na ne etimi ye adwuma di ho to so ye pa no. 3,948. And about 2018 your installed capacity here 5,021 no. And about 4,438. That's dependable capacity. Then 2019 you could have 5,309 no. Your dependable capacity no. 4,661. It's a ushe said your air corner engineer until 2023. And you book Kevin no. Instead of so instead of 5,445 no, you about 4,843. Then 2023 5,492 installed capacity no, your dependable capacity now you 3,544.
2023.
Yeah, 2023.
The one that we could depend on in terms of capacity.
That is it. It is a amount for ehunu e kania shaking kakra bia afemu so hanom. So you the capacity the but the betimi ye ho atoso yes betimi aka enkania pa no na eno atiaba from eyepa. And this according to Energy Commission. Said a bedfo edika abobo swano. So man
me ma unko feda e ma odi ani nsi. That's why we're here. Yeah, for Energy Commission for as your our source.
Yeah.
One another practical on the field. Maybe they will better explain the whole thing.
Sure.
And it's a fan conform business and some make us a copec fatras area Duncan at Nancy Sansona Kofi Capital Consumer Protection. I will say concern a phone so I'm saying pay for Fanchemi, a brand madam in our body. And then we have the former Deputy Minister of Energy, and I was a member of Parliament. In fact, personally, I call him number 6. Obi Antiase, Kopim da Christu Beba. The number 6, right? Yeah, showing him say former Deputy Energy Minister Andrew Japamesa.
Yeah.
And so Baba Beka and Sawan say they are both to do the presentation.
Sure.
Afterwards, then we will have to come back and ask questions. This is your election headquarters, Kokromoti Power. On this note, make us our Brasim Nimyan for a John Ginapo. Yes.
Oba no ti yema yentwa umra sie.
But the bravo to be jina.
Aba for say ampa
Number 6 Akwaba. Thank you for your time. Short notice ba waba. And Tihani a sectorial debate ngitawudia ubedia kire na afianso ya jibri nyebusa ko san odo asisi ebusa ya da CP ye kwaba. Da onase nso asanso yankasa yenua Kofi Capito Consumer Protection and Danka na Makopek nso awan say. Now it's time to listen to a former Deputy Energy Minister, Member of Parliament on the ticket of the NDC, or your presentation, Ediamai Ewahansi. Yura John Jinapo. Now, Ebilaso Diako, ET the Omai. That's it.
Thank you, Media. Meda Obias, Mechia, TF1 Omo program. Senior, which no more sectorial debate. I hope me and Madam for Japameza or Beba because Oba Bebwa. Since Yenina, your to adjune na ye ma ye vision and near Pessia the energy sector na kwa eboa. Sometimes for no ye na ye free your because nipa bako any nyansa ninyina. May some quick presentation be to show one. Sector no baby na yewo ye be fa ye enema ya ye currently baby sector no eda na nyame ya dom na president mama wenia ne vision eni ne so ade hunu or the airborne sector no ntino senior wa hwe no energy sector presentation ntino normally your petroleum eni ewo ne efre no power sector to hwe sector na achemu menu petroleum sector and power sector. Na petroleum sector and your downstream and your upstream. And over power or electricity sector na normally renewable and non-renewable. Na obas yeswa ye wo near friend generation. We generate we are na what transport and sana what distribute it. Nti ye we power 2008 and assumed office on 7th of January 2009. We did a near friend holistic review of the energy sector, both petroleum and power sector. Near who is na generation capacity no infideni be a chapa or fatiko tapco. Na just infideni be 20 years. Transmission system no so na infideno agogoa kama. In your friend infrastructure, no, it was really aging. Then we had serious fuel issues because now you're moving from dependence on hydro, pound, to thermal power. Because consumption no hydro no baby there's all the thermal power ever. Thermal power so a consume fuel. Now that time so now you consume light crude oil. Light crude oil on the board then power. Transmission network no so now you're very, very weak. A woman near friend system disturbance. And a losses no so now hydrogen. ECG turn in no motonwa. Ombetonwa we no as a wakujum. What a mobile back with 10 cedi. Wakoton with Jones over profit. Obertonwa we no now when you're 8 cedi. Na just say what bokabe 2 cedi. And overall no their financial situation was very, very challenging. Now, as you were enough in store capacity, I didn't yenye dum so. 2007, moka yenya dum so by 1 year. That time not in store capacity almost 2,000 megawatts. Peak demand 1,274. It's near obibe friend excess capacity of more than 700 megawatts. It is in store capacity and kwana. Yeah, they check it doom so. In 2007, yeah, 1 year of doom so, because you had more than 700 megawatts of excess capacity. You know, the also power challenges no, and yet install capacity in Kwan. You can have install capacity, but since you want to, across the modem the very area, I just say power now what the support to. Until your policies be in 2009. So we want to develop and maximize our petroleum sector because now until 2007 you discover oil lo President Mills abraso ne President Mama ye adwen say safa ngono ye be developing na ye use more e wo Ghana ha na ye be channel gas no e de akọ power sector na etimi aboa na ye improve access to electricity ye take over no na access at the 54% access to electricity. Me say many figures. We've challenged the Energy Commission figures because already 2017 budget paragraph 463 under rural electrification we can operate 1,212 communities were connected to the national grid, increasing the national electrification access from 80% to 83.2%. Until when we were living, no, access rate 83.2%, and now at 88%. Until they moved it from 83 to 88.5%. We've moved it from 54 to almost 84, 30% increment. In 8 years of NDC, about 30%. In 8 years of MPP, about just 4% thereabout, and 5%. So it's clear. And yes, we wanted a robust, resilient, and efficient transmission sector. So we generating a transmission no. In near Hondia, M1. It is a one word you na wado and nobaye. A foam kama. So when you articulate an attractor answer one go fear. Ebe how? Ebe saying transmission was very, very important. Then we work on the distribution sector, ECG, Netco. Then finally, we came out with a friend a local content policy. Just a percent Ghana for and a Ghanaian industry. A major stake as far as energy sector is concerned. Supplying of meters, poles, cables, downstream sector, upstream sector, BDCs, toll operation, bus operation. A percent Ghana for this was our vision. Yes, 30 free generation sector. Say somebody to me a moment next slide, mama. It's 30 free generation. Say you develop a generation sector no. Na generation sector near say you decided say you benya near friend diversified energy mix. Just say you the be ka ho na you improving your ho no. Near the be ka ho no. You pese asesemo kakra. Nti ebi nti ase say ada na the car power buy, ada na the Mary buy, ada na the AXA. Now you solve generation problem and also addressing fuel problem. Nti no wo hwe AXA na you so heavy fuel oil. Wo hwe car power and it may consume gas. We are Maria a consume gas, but Mary no a ye mako be 10. Nti baku bia no utimi eso utimi dumbi utimi jebi. Nti gas no ko from kra unlike tiko na tap kwa gas no ko from e se uduma fidie ne nyina no. Mary no betimi yi mu be 9 na ye adwuma. Betimi mu be enum. And make us say you munsia e de kokomase. 9 e wo takrade. Nti e deliberate ye share that. Say ye diversify in finance, you will be a friend of diversified portfolio in order to mitigate risk. In energy sector, no generation no diversify hydro kakra, thermal kakra, fuel sector, no gas, light crude oil, KTPP say you should distillate fuel. Into my flexibility. And now all of them to were dual fuel plants. You can't do a there's a rim you know. So where you light crude it may consume gas. When you heavy fuel, it will consume gas. Because we're moving into a gas era. Not just a gas in a bar. Now you switch plants now. Eco gas era. Then BX solar, ne honke kahon. You the renewables. You Kalio renewables. So you the buyer. And Buidam, President Kofone Chassier, you be so mona scanning over 100 million. You pay big kahon. The every Buidam. So we had a very comprehensive, holistic way of addressing the challenges. You really need a transmission. Until we drive your Bomusa, pylons are Cassia way. And then a carry in Caniano, a swallowed knee, a articulator. Na at the ABC ECG ho, na and getting setico ne car and getting kittens wajina at the above fee. Ntino etise wo transport ebi abayire wo di frefo mu a wo de articulator kese pa na beso de akotachi manjom ekoduro na tiko na aboso kan matwi so aso ade abafie. Ntino what we did ne friend bulk transportation. Ntino ye ne say we needed a very robust transmission system. Ye buy na pylons na wires ne bebre 161 kV. 161 kV near 161,000. Anytime you hear kilo, a 1,000. You change bebre at the core 330. Not just a double capacity no. The infant say Abia Nakia and a swaswa niamano. You double need the articulator, double as a cassia and no a reduce losses. A multi carry bebre and a more system stability, a mass system near robust, a year resilient. Na poku say your bulk supply point $60 million. Bulk supply point and then say one can ni nyina ba bedru ansa na you distribute ye another 50 million one aya kaswa Accra Central ye 40 million Abuaze Prestia line 330 kV and 30 million Ghana Burkina line AFDB Jean Francis Vermont 174 Ghana Burkina line say ye change line no na Ghana power na ebenya no ya consume bi na ya export bi ma Burkina eye be free ba mu na yetimi export ko Burkina, Côte d'Ivoire, Benin, Togo, all these countries and na a generates ka bebre because ebema dollars under the friend West African power pool no Ghana ye position Ghana say ye be the central hub when it comes to power distribution. Ama Nigeria for kra be hu ye say ne edima Benin no ye nto so na enko eye Nigeria. Ntino, we had countries like Côte d'Ivoire, Burkina, Mali, Togo, Benin. We could export power to them. And yet, 10 Gridco around. And my Yebekono, Gridco made a profit of 70 million. Until we had dealt with the transmission system no properly. After transmission, no, nearby distribution. Just say, Eduaneno, no, by be drew a Bolga Jomana Chimanjum. I feel ko efie market women and distribution sector no nti president mama negotiate ene de menu akofi capital kra na ne e full play nko ye kama ye ko ye no ye ya ma ye nya $500 million from America buying free enye loan no ye grant say ye mfa meshe ye sector nim na ye reduce losses no from about 20% no near about 8%. So, who reduce losses? I mean, say, oh, yes, can more. Na airboa. Then, yeah, BSP point, yeah, prepaid meters, $80 million. Installation of meters, MMDs, are buying Nigerian Parliament in your light of because yeah, the prepaid meter aboho. When we are a back off. And you see, prompt payment, injection of additional transformers, and like I said, we increase the access rate from 54 to 83.2%. Nti ECG making profit of 725 million in 2016. You can go and check the account. ECG, you can just Google. They made a profit clear. Nti we were on a very good trajectory because we had dealt with the generation, we had dealt with the transmission, and now we're dealing with the distribution. Send your beya abeboa. Munyina munim distribution you could see a PDS scandal by NDP for buying a BBI basa until US are buying $190 million of the 500. Kaya na nke so mdi maye no. Omo twensan ye. Omo so mo fa maye bi. Enye no pe. Omo twensan omo sa three letters say compactor na yanka ho bi. Until whilst Tanzania, Kenya and other countries are pushing for compactor no. Ya blacklisted Ghana say Ghana they can't trust us until no yanka ho. But we are no so now we are other critical interventions. One is financial sector, the energy sector levies, by and the MPP share was a umbitrum. They buy 2016, a cost year. In fact, a counter you lose your power. But President Mama was thinking of the future. And they say, you switch it from light crude oil to gas until you have turbo gas processing plant, 1 billion. And they say, another processing plant offshore, OCTP. Sankofa Jinyame field, no, FPS on AC Hono, a processing gas. Esambe kan atoabo gas no na ya their power in feed no PURC we modernized it electrification access, local content, strengthen regulation, deployment of prepaid meters, compact money and ECG, Gridco, VRA, GMPC, all of them, their books turned around and they were looking very, very good. And so we had a system and such as a yako. Now, no, obi say ne kura ne say. What the gas aba, what they say about, what they say, dear na echere. And no, a more resilient power supply. And she said, doom so na your experience in 2016 there, which means a stabilizer pa yeah load shedding publication bio. But gas no kura na me de ehia. In 2022, President Akufo at the time, 107 BCF of gas was exported in Ghana. You used to hear. So we converted gas to light crude oil. 20 million barrels and anke beto. Senka yanya gas processing plant na. Do check the price of 20 million barrels of light crude oil. Now check it be $7 per MMBTU you tria for gas now. We check it difference now. Savings near $1.3 billion in 2022 alone. So the gas infrastructure, President Mama, any President Mills is here. Atuabo started under President Mills, OCTP, President Mama. It's a year 1.3 billion every year. 2022 year, so President Akufo-Addo found sike buy 1.4 billion. Into the two-way one. That means that financial returns and our benefits in Kwano are over $2.7 billion. So here we are, so you can say IMF, you can pay $3 billion for 3 years. So that tells you near etimiboya. To say you the 2 million barrels. Emma talk from Tenfield. So monwa. Na chese Ghana ye fan where you ko turn raw no. You best start a process e wo Ghana ha. You increase energy sector levies. Ye ko no ye free aban mu no. Next year dem 234 million Ghana cedi is captured in the 2017 budget. Well, Bejimedino check 2017 budget. Now, we annual gas production. Into share gas, no, from 2014, 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19, up to Hebebia. Two teams of gas, no, Esrana Echo. Raw figures, no, from 2014, 55 million scarf, all the way to 255. Tinache said gas has moved from 55,000 to 255. So clearly, no gas, no. They say the a cost rank. I say, boy. Now we handed over 3 FPSOs. We FPSO Kufuor, FPSO Atamils, FPSO Kwame Nkrumah, FPSO Miansa. They handed over 3 oil fields: Jubilee, 10, and OCTP. And now Sanko for Jinyame fields. Ye nyini na Emma President Akufo-Addo ye kono. Ti dum so we die mama hene we source Adom FM online.
Correct.
Mahama deserves no credit for fixing Dumso Baumia. Date 2nd March 2016. Until the question as to say you fix it Dumso and I am fixing Dumso no. Thank you, your court are your witness ni. Ki betwe no abegina court na ye de we akire. Nti obi obeka kire wo say ye hand over. Ni ye load shed no. Enye no kre. And the records are there for check from Energy Commission records. Indeed, I concede you take you over as a government we had challenges. President Mama share boss will fix it. And truly you know na we fix that challenge no. Nti no sometimes it's good to do some analysis and comparison. Because where Esla levies are, President Mama no de buy no. Total amount unyaye 3.2 billion. President Akufo-Addo was President Mama anya de any sector levies and here no. So far he's achieved 45 billion cedis of energy sector levies. From 3 billion to 45. Petroleum revenues, 3.4 billion. From President Mills, 8 years, through President Mahama. President Akufo-Addo, 7.4 billion, more than double what we got. Eurobond, a car, your body, a share economy, NDC 3.5, MPP 11.45 billion, Bank of Ghana financing, 0, 2016, 0. 2022, Bank of Ghana bought 2023, 54 billion. Stabilization levy, you have 200 million, Emma President Akufo-Addo. You have COVID. Stabilization levy, you 200 million. It debate to nurses. Yes, our raw food program, ne honke kahunina. Ne yesika yape edia toho. And sana ye call in the stabilization levy. Ena President Akufo-Addo etimi enyebi ediye na juma. Where annual oil revenues. I've given the years 2011, 2012, all the way to 23. And the total figure and apportionment in terms of nia yenyaya. Na se say him van yewo. Machenia yaye. Tama yewo abaimo. In the current situation at all, since 2021, atre ba ko se kra omo process ye. Ye oil aye German President Akufo-Addo no. I say wanya hwiama wase a monocro no. Oil not decline from 71 million to 48 million, 32% decline in oil production. Not even one single production field has been added since MPP take over. Access to electricity, they moved it from 83 to 86. Technical loss are not making with ECG. Here connect about 21%, and then about 31%. Losses no more pager and reduce you. Unstable power supply this year. Parliament, you invited all the stakeholders about Lisa Hotel. And I have the report here signed by Honorable Atachia. They confirm, say, since January, they've been shedding load. And it's because Omu Niska are on the better fango. Because Omu Ama are declining Oma Bianca oil resources. Demand and our consumption are outstripping supply. They say gas is no more enough. They say a toll crude oil. Ghana is bankrupt. They are unable to do that. Exporter edeko Burkina ne onka hunu nyina omo atete so ejai. Na nsenya na moti se ENI court ruling Ghana yekoye yebuaye se ne ye no entwa kwan mu. Clearly no the sector is declining. Oil production America no. This was the projection. What red line we are. Nature says oil no kosra true. This is the actual. When we say from 2021, you the line I say eba form. Just say sote no kra no started 2020. Unza eba form sa. So we should have been here. 600,000 barrels. And then yeda. So clearly there's a major problem when it comes to your oil production. Nti current doom so yehu nkania no dum say hardwe no. One of the reasons say this issue of install capacity na nyajuma because currently install capacity 5,454. Your dependable capacity 4,843. So show install capacity of 5,400. Never your peak demand 3,469. So you are looking at 5,400 as against 3,400. That means 2,000 megawatts of excess capacity, and still no, you are shedding load. So this issue I am Krofokano and they've been shedding load of about 500 megawatts on a daily basis. The current deficit no is due to fuel. They've all considered. The report is here because your gas no 450 scarf no any here bet almost a produce 390 until a creative shortfall. And no na ama load shedding na yehua ye enye stable. No uma no manya bibi kakra akoto crude oil kakra na ejai. Crude oil nsa ska ni ho a na yasa ko load shedding be 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Na o mai do mo ho anti sopi sa na omo ede soft system. Now Ghana gas debt currently is 600 million. ENI debt currently is 600 million. Ghana gas debt is atuabo. ENI no free, OCTV field no direct. A kai dem no boni nyina puma 1.2 billion. You were 500 million LCB at World Bank there too. Because I enter no, Oma Jimwa must say, a quarter 120 million pe. At 300 pe, Ghana is in default. That means that another restructuring and airban. Clearly no losses nene niaka hono high and the Ministry of Finance crisis case omutia 1.8 billion they've not paid. I know so do here losses na na echo. But this is where the losses should have been coming down. But clearly no, they are not able to meet it. Yeah, says you take or pay. They say they are take or pay, then you buy back. And the MPP AXA 15 years take or pay. Another one 20 years. Now 20 years we know almost signed in 2022. Now in the time of power nebeba 2027. It almost sign contract against even the next government 2027. Tema LNG take or pay is obvious. Now it has an impact on the economy. It has an impact on people. Because say inflation, your time, you 15%, and then the bear 25%. Monetary policy, 26, another 28. Unemployment, Mebuno Bia Pejuma, 8.6, and then at 14.7. Debt to GDP, now you're 56, and then more than 100%. So we've been declared bankrupt. They can't even rate us. Adia na the B trainer. We are junk. Just say, you rate you. And average GDP growth, and this is where my interest is. Take 8 years of MPP, the average GDP growth, 8 years of NDC, this is a swap. NDC 6.7, we were hamon, and MPP 4.3. The records is there. You can check from Statistical Service. You see those records. Now, cost of fuel too is a major issue because it affects NIPA. Yeah, time, we could have 14 cedi over a gallon of petrol and diesel. And we could the same 14 cedi over 1 liter fractal bottle no back on. But this is not enough. We are no akatua because the price is cost now akatua so cost your friend no zero sum, you don't lose. The minimum wage moving from 8 cedi to 18 cedi. Yeah, 8 cedi and 18 cedi. So that's less than 200%. But as you can see, prices have increased by about 400%. Into whilst our country and our income cost by less than 200, no. Prices of goods and commodities are increasing, cement, rice, you can check it, by about 400%. But we have concrete policy proposals. The first one is a 24-hour economy, which is hinged on affordable power supply. Because, say, when you have 24-hour economy now, it evens out peak demand. That means, say, on 24 hours and now twice even in a shift. It increases consumption, install capacity, you make use of it, you reduce losses, and you create more jobs, which also boost the economic well-being of the ordinary people by ensuring that there's inclusivity in the growth process. And you say, you involve the private sector in the distribution sector, ECG. You see reducing losses, no, added by a target of 8%, no. Cash waterfall mechanism, POS, you're complaining as ECG in the so. Your bar would instill discipline and ensure that we follow the tenets of the cash waterfall mechanism. And then we ensure that there's transparency in the allocation of power. Many complaints be brave. Is it power no? Say you allocate off taking no. Kululu abam. Unyanima yampaso. Nti yapasema woma omunya ewom would ensure that it's transparent. We have a mechanism, a predictable system, and ensure say IPP's nuclear was safe on some of your cash water for near other ones no. And I say yes, you better a Canada hono by ensuring that we refinance some and raise capital to do that. And then we say that Ghana Gas will be mandated to focus on this power, on this core function. Ghana Gas I hand you over, and I'm putting this on record. 8 years, President Kufuor buy pipeline be a infrastructure and they haven't increased it. Near the Maomono, and one will build more pipelines. We would ensure, say, we develop the system. Now, Yama a very robust, resilient energy sector. Na etimia bua Ghana yina. Omane, ye NDC, your policies are your deba no, your regime say ebe bua Ghana. Ya yebida. Ye buy challenges in the oil sector, in the gas sector, ya yebi. And refining of oil, Tema oil refinery, we want to turn it around and ensure say the private sector babe bua. You want to buy quantity, men your private sector no. But see the Ghana for then the bishim. Ubite Kofi Capital say, what him say, oh dear, that's our financial capacity. Our bit media boa. You should invite people like that. No more boa. Ni factor in share Ghana for them. A bank can retain a certain percentage.
Okay, so
our
Deputy Minister, Member of Parliament, you have about with a lot of questions because Oka off-taker issues, Oka private sector, no Oka toss Jumano. You've been there before, so all these questions, me sure se minyan baba. Yebekwa kucha yehwaba. We have the next 20 minutes. I did busa questions and then we wrap up. Thank you for your time and thank you for your presentation. Titi, ufia yekwa batisi yeba yetwe jumedinisu. Edamu yina masi sama jibre mo shiti wa manane Ghana yina edamu yina masi. Some of your comments on social media and making kanina. This is your election headquarters, Kokromoti Power, sectorial debate en Kuntebo Breno ana yasha si akacho si fiade biano sector by sector de ebrebe man ho kwan ye bebro. And yebeda era nimyan for John Jinapasi say wabaye this presentation on the challenges the NDC came to meet in the energy sector, what they did and what they intend to do. Very important. How our NDC amanyukuno one beto energy sector. They one year and I'm too far. And now for year queen in Ghana 42 minutes musa the on besaye. What church in you kakra and say. You are John Brass say yes sure share it was a question back community me and say. Did kind of undertaker off taker. Not night be undertaker off taker. Now and I be on I be on Basa now cause off taker. And no there now party. They touch to be was a yes kwa in terms of name Kanyano, and no one a bit mama Kanya doom so but what's sector minister or catch a bribia that say and yet the momo can name in CC beer a cost also see in CC I was a brand emotional in CC Benamoya in CC Benamus when say orientia or that's what Jina and also case and you doom so brain you me name a doom CC brain you me.
Oh, I mean, off take idea. Simply, you'll be over to everywhere. Until be a walk dog. Now I could pay business. Me do we are wash me boss over to me and no buy no. And I off take until me the Enyamkania e bagana. They be a Mary plant. Me here obi over to because in the energy sector, no, and this is normal market. So because I met on tomatoes and no one to meet with your cocomazi joma na techima joma cotton. But I may install thermal plant one now because I won't give you ma. Mean to me and ton of precopesa. It will take a lot of time to demobilize because in the energy sector it's costly. No boy any energy projects we are costly. It has a long gestation period. Between starting and finishing, it can take 2 to 3 years. And a long duration energy projects be a check, sometimes 25 years, and it's risky. You usually will require an off-taker. Ubi obesha obose ko bobosia fa fidie besia na se umma mekania na petrol na diesel la meto because developers no so no ko bank no makojiska nti ko jibusia no the planting besio na se wonto adane neka tini yaka say you need an off-taker senior beya ebema plant na system no akọ through also can say install capacity and the minister can I mean he's just doing his politics. Sometimes you can have challenges, sometimes with me you do CCA, sometimes with me technical challenges, but say can ni ho how the better fuel plants are available and it was there. I'll share the report with you. They were under oath. Gridco, ECG, VRA, Ministry of Energy, PURC, Energy Commission, IPPs. We brought all of them before a parliamentary committee, Mines and Energy. We summoned them And the chairman has signed. We even instructed them, said they should publish a load shedding timetable. The whole minister publish a timetable. No, they don't have fuel. That is a different matter. Say if you know a touch man, say now we agree. Transformer say now we agree. If you did it, you better say at any time. Akoso mokurati maybe unyenyame would agree. But the plans are available, they are dependable, they can be fired. A buying nisika out the better fuel. No, they are more. That's on record.
Okay, so quickly, Facebook comments. If you have Facebook, questions be on Facebook.
Questions be for Honorable John Abdullah Jinapoya. I'm for actually live on Facebook, and so Eddie Abba. So this one here said, I was saying good morning to Honorable John Abdullah Jinapo. I want to ask both NPP and NDC. Ghana owes over 600 billion cedis.
Ghana owes
over 600 billion cedis. How are we as a nation going to pay this debt? Any candidate who can provide a solution will win my vote this year. Prosper Oklete Ediode Ebairano. Adom TV, thank you for this program. Honorable John Jinapo knows very well that he's not being truthful to Ghanaians. He knows that most of the decline in our energy sector witnessed under Akufo-Addo was as a result of this global crisis. Why is he not emphasizing on that, but rather making it look as if that the government has done nothing better at all? Ransford, Osborne, Butchie,
okay,
and so they are also.
So Ransford attributes the challenges to global issues.
Yes. Some of the declines,
okay,
in the sector.
It's as a result of the global challenge.
The global challenge.
Okay.
Then this one, I said about if you had them. Obviously, also Ediba, so Eddie, or see. Honorable George Jinapo, I have this question for you, and I want you to be frank with Ghanaians. The gas processing plant, that was the gas processing plant was the initiative of the Akufo government as part of the bigger oil exploration plan. The NDC never believed the oil find at Akufo, so why would they claim credit for it? Evans, watch it.
Just repeat it because you're responding to that question. Just repeat it.
Okay.
The
gas processing plant was the initiative of the Akufo government as part of the bigger oil exploration plan.
As part of the bigger oil exploration
plan.
Okay.
The NDC never believed in the oil find and Akufo, so why would they claim credit for the Atuabo gas?
Okay,
plant?
So I'm sure
okay.
just
three questions. Yes, in fact, 600 billion a change, sir.
Okay.
It's a concern, and it's something we should look at. The first thing is that we have to stop the bleeding. So when you are in a hole, the first thing you do is to stop digging. If of power sector will lose 32% of what we call ATCC, aggregate technical collection and commercial losses, you are not credible. But if you can reduce it and bring about efficiency, and we can do that in our first year. We've put in place the mechanism. We have all the plans in place. We'll reduce the losses. That's one. Two is that the energy sector levies is giving you a lot of money.
ESLA.
And yes, ESLA is giving us about 10 billion.
ESLA,
10 billion cedis a year. But go and read the report. Can you forget bomu busiansa editua pensions, editua? They will stop that. Now you refinance it because I can't cost. Unyeska no me no better nase oma hin me do ka say 1 million e bia interest near 20%. Where mintimintua we kosro e bia metua 15%. Then I amortize ni aka no until you do what you call amortization. Utua interest kakra no utua principal na kakra until you have what we call a reducing balance account. Then as air corner a reduce it. We can do that. So we would rededicate and now aban we create another levy asamba apart from ESLA no the near friend energy sector recovery levy and so you try on diesel petrol would commingle the two together near Kambum na yedi. Then as we export more power you bring more money we dedicate an escrow account scanokwa near the retire economy. Then as you have more gas you see your bar you need ENI veterans you need Springfield veterans you need all the majors veterans near boosting oil production. We can increase it by about 100,000 barrels. If you increase your oil by 100,000 barrels, 1.4 winya no 2022 no, you could get 2 billion. Then you can put some. And the law allows that the PRMA that we passed, the Petroleum Revenue Management Act, allows say Scano, when you cap the stabilization fund, near a you put it in the sinking fund. A sinking fund means that we set up an escrow in order to amortize or pay off the facility. Do we have a well thought out master plan to address the energy sector debt? And we will do that as a government when we come to power. Decline oil production, it has nothing to do with the COVID situation. So, because the prices are, maybe as COVID, the prices go for fine. But as for production there, Cote d'Ivoire more oil like Khosro. In fact, Cote d'Ivoire is overtaking Ghana. It has nothing to do. It's just that the reserves, the oil is finite and renewable. Nti utuno, ekwa srana plateau na yese na abafom. Nti yese udi become, and the only udi become is that you incentivize the oil producing companies to explore, appraise, and produce more. But when you hear now court, ExxonMobil free her, AGM free her, and Adako free her. Obi ambeso baba Ghana. Homo nyine ko Cote d'Ivoire. As a pandemic Cote d'Ivoire so. How come Cote d'Ivoire's oil is going up? And that is the problem. Yenya problem a yenjin too much a problem wo. Na yempe solution na yemfa more. Then gas processing plant. Was stated here President Kofo discovered oil in 2007. Yeah. And I'm saying a basic gas processing plant from inception, securing of financing, contracting, construction, commission, it was done by NDC. A fact, and your opinion. Who opinions NDC didn't believe, and we can debate it. But facts are sacrosanct. You can have different opinions, you can have different facts. It's factual.
Okay, but a reality is sir, and it's ready on the President Kofo Debate.
And we established the GMPC. We started
so
the
it can't be. It's an opinion. It's not a fact.
It's an opinion. People can express their opinion. Okay, and so the truth is that I commended President Kofo, and I'm saying, say, you did better so. Do you want country President Kofo to buy ATC? A dear no, no, so they account.
Okay,
that is what Ghanaians are interested in.
Charles Dawson.
But ansana obebusa question no. What person join the bia na mesro 03 ana 026 35 18 888. Pastor open join the conversation. So 05 00 441 450. Now it might be a part of this conversation. The line is still activated. 026 351 8888. All right, so that's it. Wait till we have questions here.
Honorable Mawachi. Yeah, your friend Charles Danso, me a chairman, and now Titreni, Emma Ghana Committed Drivers Association. Me de se meshia wa ha. Na me pese me bisa se automatic adjustment formula any deregulation year ben by.
Deregulation and CASA came around 2015 thereabout. The full deregulation. Deregulation they say yempesa aban eden humba frofra senior you determine price no. We use a structured formula because aban den hu shem metua mamo na ebo apeswa be dane kape no more say the tax abase we kada ho ndie the tax to petroleum products so tie yadwin say deregulation no yema market no and determine so umuna aban pese obo a aban should budget for it and pay for it. The electricity sector says deregulated, but aban is subsidized. Your first 50 kilowatt aban budget a budget mo na yetua wo hwe fuel a eye omomoko afra for use na premix is subsidized. It is budgeted. The amount comes from the stabilization fund. You have what you call cross subsidization. The year near the buyer.
Okay, the price stabilization and recovery levy no. What the buyer say a bit jumabe.
There were two things. One, price stabilization and recovery levy no. Yempe bibin two. You see the BS17 na your doctor body a jam. Ebia na kwadu. Bibi abe atuye pofrimu emergency pofrimu na fuel prices e kosoro yetimi ko pebi near the cushion kakra ebi so na prices above form bebra want to so boom because in the petroleum sector you don't want too much fluctuations, you want to even it a bit. usom unya profit and now they are to stabilization. As the name suggests, stabilization. You de make sure say you de be and secondly, a premix. I file for any the policy about say you boa mo. Nti no wo mo say no you reduce your mo de no. Nti na you de no be akọ. Your policy new policy dey ban say you be stabilization fund no 30%. Na you dey pay outboard motors. They use chargeable batteries. It helps with climate. Near momo solar panel. De boat no kunso so a ko duro do machine no. Na air fish. To duma de solar panel no foldable one. Ebe momo shade. A momo shade na air charge automobile no. To obe fish awie no na ne battery charge no wasen aba. So that we'll phase out fossil fuel as we move through the energy transition. It's part of our policy.
Okay. Now, road fund levy as well.
Road fund levy. Energy sector levy. So we consolidated all the levies. The name is energy sector levy. But we already act now. We repeal the old road fund levy. And you did bar way more. A certain percentage of it has to go into the road fund. What fuel no? Potholes be brain in your manama as a car. As a decisive a year quine kama. Say never ya with me a quaba na abuaka. Okay.
It's a chance for Chemka Crabby. Me chance. Na yemphobia so our manos is here. If I met to us so. If I might buy so do our master Richard.
Well, Richard, our manos are Richard. Hello, Richard. Richard Otienka.
That's what I said. We consolidated them.
Hello, Richard. Okay, what's your Richard? And can we to 12?
Okay, yeah, Shenka Funti. I will say, we should share prices, no. Okay, more time. Now 14 CD per liter, per gallon. Okay, and as you say, also. 14 per liter. Okay. Me who someone among your course are how anymore.
Who said NDC for the
yes, and the petrol. Yes. Because the entire mechanics are say you will be a friend of price stabilization levy. Anke no be cushion ya mra ya ho akere ya dollar ya kosoro. And momo yi firi ho ese mo de tumi ama BDCs so mo kofa fango no fanye den emfa mra na se ekosoro adwaman so a omo beto so na eba fom wa ha omo bete so en yenim se fango na omo kofa ba na so no eye dollar na omo de kofa ba enti wo hwe nchire no a dollar sa na eba ba bia profit ba na cedi san aye den abaho iti na kire se yen tu fango ye tu bi wa akra na omo de ekọ no wa ha because omo shate Temoy refinery down. So what I say, it's dollar a cost on I was say you who say you fuel no a be cost on ka price stabilization it me so my but momo yini nyina firi was say yan turn row aban ja subsidy.
Okay. Yes. Okay, so hold on. I was a copec for interest
subsidization, you know. Engineer yet also cast no say Oforiata bomu busia sa de ye it's on ka say so mumayen.
Addition.
Yes,
okay, so Minister copec person
Charles okay. Stabilization levy no. And that's what petrol.
That was
a friend is price stabilization and recovery levy. Obekaya Bosome June. Hey, yes, that's June. May. The one before May, before June, yeah, then May, April, May, April.
That offer bike no
April. MPA. The advice Emma buying the petrol no cost inti ka buying Emma zero stabilization no buying te ase MPA the letter beto abonting say stabilization no ye 16 pesos and 14 pesos no e dey aba zero ni 2-3 days later na MPA sign sign ye obeka ya inti stabilization no e da so wo ho and tokwa ne MP etako and they say omode air subsidize premix ene meanwhile oko parliament say oko pesika e de agu ho na petrol bo no e ko hwimu ana wo de sika na so yasene ene no de sika no ye premix enti ubisa MP mpanyimfo ametane omokoda bia say na stabilization no say enye de wo say ye na monko parliament krona
enko change
na monko se din no say mo per premix subsidy ana ha me boankofi wa ko say premix subsidy 5 pesos ye nimsi ye tua for premix nkwa but we de sika na stabilization fund na nka wo mo create na petrol bo ne ko mo de so me ne wasene no sika bi ani ho omoje no omodi who beside say they are premix okay that money would never come enye aban bi na ye free ho edaso wo ho as we speak
okay
but as to the application of the almost say omoje dey aye no they never use the money for that purpose until Minuya Charles
okay
silence here
just a Charles
yep Charles with him
Charles near the kind end this year new price stabilization levy
Muna mama sa how we abetu ye.
Ade dia ne aye.
Yes say fango bo no ekosoro a sa sika ne nso yasen. So ahu. Mo se mo struggle. Ye koto a yetua ka op e pump na no. But yes taxes e da so ne ade nyina yetua. And na me na o ka say petrol e 3 cedi 27 pesos on a liter. E wo petrol.
Almost 14. Please, 14.
13.
14. Yes, bro. Yes, bro.
On a liter. Okay.
And I figures,
14 on a liter. Right. Very good. It is as very good.
Someone
must say, "Mo yi biribi afiri ho." Ye ko ton meba. Ye ton senior omko fade ba no. Ene yeso ye nimu say, omo the dollar na ko fade ba.
The price liberalization.
Yes, stabilization. Okay. So my mention
okay
very good. It say sika was say so ye mu no. Won fan so ye mu bi.
Okay.
And dollar na
let me explain. First of all, stabilization is sika na ebam. Aban ne discount. Tinya NDC aban. That's number one. But me NDC ni, and if I have this opportunity as I'm clear air no. Dan can actually obi agitu mu say stabilization ye nyi. Maybe ni won can say aban subsidize fuel. Yeah. Aban can decide to subsidize. But so yes can na oditua. But we also say dollar na ekosro no. And the problem neighbor. The dollar na ekosro no is the result of the management of the economy. It has nothing to do with price stabilization. Or currency. You can't currency and price in exchange rate is the price of money. O kopeniama bebre fina manone. Unibi price ne bekosro. Ete wodwom. Ebia okomrebia okoto tomatoes 10. So tomatoes alone was after the rebia obepe 20 obetum. Until we are importing more oil, we are importing more poultry, we are importing more beef, we are importing more rice, we are importing more sugar, we are importing more. And the more you import, it puts pressure on your currency. And no need to see a it may reduce you near friend import substitution. Say near importing a lot of light crude oil, gas, yabesoya say. You save 1.2 billion. Okay, be a Commander Sugar Factory here, Juma. Paulugu Tomato Factory here, Juma. Where here, Juma. It reduces the import, it strengthens your currency, a bit effective fuel.
Okay.
Fuel no
but a lot of our callers jammed on our line. You bet me for in-house, enipa enum, na famoso amoshe ATN enum. Then the minister will respond to, the former deputy minister will respond to. But what in-house question we are Pacho? But it's your bad voice, no? It's your bad voice.
Gender.
With the advantage. Matthias here. Over Matthias here, Papa. Medase. Ewa kwenye. Now, my question is here too. First one, man, shedda anti LPG. ewo presentation mo no ye for the ordinary person nti ya na wo hwe kwan say anke be stable kakra be no so se ne ye ekosoro no ha adwen man crofo call back to charcoal no and next one ye say if we have 40% of IPPs controlling our electricity generation. IPPs controlling our electricity, do you see that as a security threat? Because a woman semu ni omo pe no mo ye inti mi enu
omo timi kaze mo die ka
tie
anyway enko man so quickly bash match apom ti say bash apom ti say bash onye ready am pacho because he bajo bash was because you have to bash what you can so onye ready there be online so bash online so
we make can say me kata
kosu yetio
Kamwa, NPP Bemu Kufo. Oh, NPP Bemu. Not Ghana, you're not your size of economy, no, not at the same. And I'm not crude oil now, you're covering some 50 years, so world market, not at the same. And I'm not also other thing, and then this is not at here. You mean, Kadiano, time, you're not time would get even.
I think we have a difficulty here, but I think he's talking about the size.
The size of the economy. I can
we will come to that, but
I can deal with that.
Yeah, my name is Midindi Samuel Amwa, Deputy PRO National Edema GPRTU. Honorable Jinapo, Masem Bisaya Bakope. I always believe in solution. Sisi anam say presentation no can be say ebra NDC fia ben mu no na fuel price no gallon 14 cedis, but currently no abedane letter is the idea driver for nyina hwe ni mi say obesore anopa call fuel station the fuel price aba down because we know say abrebia no fuel ni peja e affect bibia eno no enso e trigger ma ya hyenkafo nso no yebo yetrimisi yebeto ahyentu aboso yeto soso a na bibia akosoro. They say, you know, ujina fidie kasi so. Ye pe solution to the problem. Ebre uja hono na liter 14 cedis. Per liter 14 cedis. Sorry, gallon 14 cedis. Sesia ababe do 14 cedis a liter. Solution ben ena mode ba ye be hunu say fuel price no. Our expectation is emra form. Enti den na mo kire Ghana for most especially Shenkafo ehwe wo sabria umbenya hoto so say oh NDC aban but this is how they are going to handle the situation ebema fuel price no aba from say dey be ya Shenkafo nso ye nkoto ya hyentu abo so ene.
Okay, so Akwasi Ajiman, also a question quickly. Akwasi.
Honorable, the question here. The agreement. Or quite fast to confer car power ship in Dubai.
O question here the agreement. Quite fast to confer car power.
If you say a cabibri, Sikabibri Koso, Yaki can't send me na Besem Bisa say. A Mary now mo de buy.
First, what's the car power?
Sorry.
Okay.
A Mary.
And your car power view.
No, I'm referring to a Mary. A Mary nearby. The MPP in opposition then, Omo Yehu de Bibri. Omo buy, Omo de Ye Juma. Sabrena, Mokoye Shishana Mokofa buy. Na Ghana into me into precope. If you say, Sikana ye tria besin de Senka, ye to me the koto for frokra anke boy. 2, last one, electricity. And you know, what kind of wastage? A unifa baby, a cow. Yatiti Zembri, you say a lot of the companies, some hotels, electricity bill, or bypass. Not the ordinary Ghanaian or no credit seeker, 100 cities, 50 cities, or no. And now one could hear Yabe Dominicania.
All right.
Until Samuba, Yankopa, Madumina Munya, ba. nhyehyɛe bɛn ɛna mode bɛtu akwan mu sɛnea ɛbɛyɛ a kanea na nkɔfoɔ ewia ɛto obetwa.
Okay, so Yempensia, your LPG, your IPPs as a national security threat, your issue about price stabilization in terms of fuel, and then why people are doing illegal air connection So these four will do, and then the Kofi Capito, Dankanamwa, and Papa Subibusa. Kwabna, 5 years of smile. Kwabna, oh, I was here Tonka. What question is say?
Good morning.
Morning, Kwabna. Good.
Former minister in the Lampedusa will be sequestered.
You too. Debbie, Minister Patrick,
I'll try and answer the questions, but so
we have LPG.
The first one, LPG.
That's correct.
I thought I mentioned it, but maybe I didn't. Because of the Atobo gas processing plant, so say about 40% of your LPG consumption, you import it, you produce your gun higher. You see a GPP2, second phase, and it would involve the private sector. That will shoot up LPG to about 95% based on our estimates.
But GPP2, is it not been already undertaken by Ghana Gas? Is there a contract that effect?
On the Chroma report center, on the
GPP2?
Yeah, between board chairman and CEO would ensure that there's transparency. It's done very well. They would use indigenous technology and foreign technology. Would then 40% a year. I buy 49. So I'm going to be can Badwam currency and stabilize it. Gas is the way to go. In fact, transition actually gas be play a key role before. Or because they cannot buy the gas. I'll give you statistics. I didn't want to bore you. The rate of increment when we started this LPG production and promotion program, it increased consistently. LPG usage reduce consistently. So look, these are facts. You might not like NDC, but your gas record is unmatched. It's unmatched. And that's a fact. No, and drivers.
No, don't skip. We have the IPPs as a security threat.
IPPs. No.
Yeah.
Until we had a deliberate policy. It's true, we didn't have the money. Yeah. Eventually, a tree by 500. It's true, say, it will be lower than the 500. That is true. We don't debate that. ABF say we are 400. But I go 400 now. Every year we treat interest. It is not as if say what 400 no. No they buy no. ABF no quarter no say 400 no. That's what about busi the toy. That's what you call the cost of capital, the future value of money, and an interest rate as well as and a return for the investor. You factor in. And no see trian kakra nti ayes a mortgage. Wonni sika o de beto dan. Mabeji dan wo no moving in. Bosumi bia metua say after 5 years if you're not done. Nti Ameri plant and sa na ye no. Monfa mra. Monno na monton. Moton a ye gi tariff na de atua mu. Sa anso kra aban be so. After 5 years aban dia. Me no ka say ya gi 250 megawatts. You be use for another 25 years. I think it's a better approach. Wanted to do the same thing with AXA. If you say no, you can show me say look, Montoma. Abaya Kosan take or pay with them for 15 years. Look, this MPP government must leave office. Record way, you can go baby. So record way there. Then fuel, driver for no. You are right. There are two fundamental issues. So ultimately, so remember no cost be break. And no, the first thing is here. Be sure you have to provision for it in the budget. Men can say be a yebe pepper one tea, my baby me didn't throw me buy a better fuel price there. We have to be realistic because as a 2-year hospitals, as a year roads, as a year school. When you are managing an economy, you balance it. It's a me didn't throw. But see, you managing year one exchange rates. Say CD no any dollar ni tintima Sa increment in ye umbio. And ebe kosto kura kakra bi, that's one. 2, si ye to be processing ye crude oil waha with all. Senior mekan ye start na import and export and ebe balance kakra, ebe boa. Ni make savings, na create jobs, value addition. Crude oil say, what the good fidie anima. Anyways though. A benye frima petrochemical industry, pharmaceutical industry. Na last one ye quota no, ye de aye akwan. Nti no to ya there or revamp to na aboa. And a bust has to keep strategic stock. Because the take time near ye show window na price no buffer more well market near to be brave near stock it. A cost ra near reduce na ye diaba. And ye rocket science ye be paying. Under His Excellency President, power theft. We reduce the losses to 21%. The record is there.
It should still go down because you're
fine, and we're on that trajectory to take it to 8%. And I buy the corruption measure with PDS. And no more can say PDS a real or more. The US are buying the
PDS, you all collaborators in Parliament and Modi do this in
PDS go and check the record.
I stood against PDS. You are collaborators. So when you single out government as part of this, you are not being fair. Because Ghana Funyan is a monam and I'm a bontoa and I'm a do something. In fact, a bank crackers or your due diligence, the due diligence that you do something. Just like so let's take note of that. Over responded to that, but quickly, news just in. My main kind way. I did not mean to denigrate former President Dr. Kwame Nkrumah or any other president. When you know Boam Yachi or Mino, they say, why you what are my okay.
PDS go and check the parliament. Parliamentary record the minority stood against PDS. A buying way in the numbers and a pass here. So we cannot be part of that corrupt enterprise called PDS. Me a make letter. Open letter come on Mpenyi say PDS deal and yet on shame I can share that with you.
Okay.
On Mpenyi entie until say a Pascal ya a gu yen na animas intino we cannot be part of it. Then obi can prepay meters and I'm a boy. Yeah, it's a very good one. Where Kotema you $80 million worth of prepay meters at a sitema since 2017. I'm telling you, I'm giving you a tax. Check it. $80 million worth of meter. It's a temane. Yeah, time prepay meter. I buy with woman for Nyejuma. New ones, brand new meters, because they want to procure new meters.
No,
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
And you see that
I am very useful
information, but it's a
this government has refused to clear those meters.
$80
million. Necessities. Losses are increasing from 21 to 32%.
Wow.
Forest losses there, Yanka. Look, I've done a clear analysis of the energy sector debt. It's about 3 billion. I hear 1 point. It's about 3 billion if you want to clear the pipeline, both power and petroleum. It's not sustainable. I mean, not like President Kufuor. But your commission buida, President Mama Freno. So Ome join no more commission. Effect. President Kufuor Air Commission, Tamils Air Commission N1. Offer President Kufuor. It is a airport, yeah, President Mama say. Not President Kufuor to fret your mama say Badwam and the young Curtis order. And it doesn't matter. You can vote for President Mama. Yeah, we need better than Yamiasi, and we will continue to work. But this say young Gunipa Nimasi, look, I went to Yoko 3 times on these meters. Yeah, but Jimmy phone the quabruch. Omudra bruch, no money password, no. Maomo. They check through everything. Yeah, there's no problem. But use it, Namboa Ghana.
What's the reason? That's all.
Ask them.
By this presentation, I don't want to say, but it's coming across that the NPP has been reckless in the management of the energy sector.
Master, if they've not been reckless, the resource is there. Uber in losses near saying. Not oil production, you're saying.
Okay, so
access rate, yes. So it's a fact.
That's why probably the MPP should have been here. And as we speak now,
I wish he was here. I wish the Japan was here.
The representative was Andrew Ejapa Mesa, Deputy Minister, former Energy, now the Creative Ministry. Unfortunately, there's no reason as to why Ananope went in. But a certain level of recklessness on the part of NPP in the management of our energy sector. I cannot be conclusive, but I can say, making deductions with all the conversations they have, some recklessness.
Wait a question. Ameri, your boy, Papa. Eventually, Ameri, I'm going to negotiate here because he's saying, 1.3 billion. Most 510, your mama, we are dear your phones. More can negotiate at so. More by parliament over 1 billion. Yana minister no coffee. Anyamena maker.
Okay, so Kofi, maybe I can come a press release out. Also, we are the powerful. Also, go view the Kumwa. Maybe I can come a press. The best of the call cry.
Mecca from the pointer. Ghana, a mistake. MPP, a party.
Yeah.
NDC, a party.
Yeah.
And a what government. Including members of parliament. And Timamian target abino with the party. Because party muna abino everybody. But your two baby are and yet party no anymore.
Abino
assuming yenina. Sadia ne ye wo krom ha no monontina. De bia obi ba was me na me ye we. NDC abana ye we. MPP abana ye we. Scanner yamodia. Mame come asem so. Me premix subsidy. Me want the frontier. Yedema. Because omo koche nam no ba no. Omo tono on a commercial or retail level. Tetina ni ewo cooperative. Any food distribution. Na kasi ya subsidy. Yen kochi megu ho. Now, abine aso asienti no, ye were price for the abine aso asie. Now, what sebi, woman will be subsidy. No, the gunu bottom. No, dia. How does it benefit me, the consumer?
So it benefits the political party, not
well, no, I'm just, that's why I'm, you know, I'm just saying.
It benefits the political party.
So, my issue with sir, is it price extra money? Yeah, my ETS say you will be a friend and say toll recovery debt. Toll aboka for a very long time. On my penny could afford a did toll recovery debt to buy. Say yes, yes, anything. Basile that's what you is cano. My question no say one Sikano say any yetia. Yes. Ya kana na da hono. Say na yetua. Ah ye top petro. Ye different hono. Say na aka. Na emrado do say na ye betu ewie. Krono a omo boy no both parties. Because what catch him say waboka. Ekebia yenim kan nidi.
Amamu omo buru no nye krono.
Krono
it goes into such other sectors.
You not get my point. Media me no me na say maame awo no se me nua no. E kwa fa so wo ye de. Enyem asem. Me na me beto ade no aka jem say
o tie tua de.
Ghana aboka. Ne o say Ghana fo nyina na etua. Me gitum. Na emo muntimi nkotutu anoma wo dem. Emfa ma abonti me bi sem say man din ni say. Minim kadodo eda ho number 1. Minim de metua number 2. Minim mre dodo a me betuewie. Oka technical and commercial losses. PDS as mo okay ntina many ni 2 kwan. Ye call ye no. Ye tu ye fu se. Ewo ye call Uganda. Omo director of finance. Catch ye say. You omo no first pa no. Na ababan nyuma kuo nim se electricity eya aban de entino omo prepare omo budget so a every year bi omo dia electricity ship no omo se aban betu entini e de mo ma no ma bom ten to aka kire ye from UME sa umeme sa aban onukra finance ministry or the car yentwem because ye didn't see man so venture in Kenya. Meka how the politician is weak in Ghana. Ye bedru ye no. Unfortunately, ECG folk could doom polytechnics. Samokaya.
Omokania.
A Kenyan union. And I Ghana for any ama and I say. Prepaid now because our buying institutions now. So far about 70%. Yeah. Me top prepaid. Argentina. Parliamentarian Dumukania no any abre. Ye this kind of man, scan a one
Okay. Okay, so
answer.
Meba. Emma, or we with Emma before this question. Emma, yeah.
Honorable John,
Over.
I'm the so, and I'm a question is a bit to me. Buana say parliamentarian. Name of say NDC spokesperson on energy as far as this meeting is concerned. Minimum say our National Development Planning Commission. Minimum say woman dear Fakasian is a overarching body, a woman Mary manifestos near day. Say NDC never quite by Munestiu. Say ye NPP. Say ya for front too. Say ye gumu. One mean yardrin say Emrason say under the auspices of the NDPC. Moshena yen and she say any be brave or wha a yet na hoda. Na ankwanko basse asemka ebia ye wo toe boots. Ubi ba no ba bejuriegu. Ubi ba obasan ba bisi. Ebia ye wo stabilization fund. Ubi ba no besi. Ubi ba senya wa kan ubi kokope mu besia da.
So there should be a plan.
There should be a plan. I know everybody must stick to it. As for the details, they may vary. John, say what you mean there. As for the details, they may vary. But this is the goal. This is the general plan. Se koko basa o mahini kwa binasa ante bana obechiana. Me kura ordinary person. Me dine ko court. Eko kudibim. Se yewo $5 million worth of $8 million worth of prepaid meters. Na say NDC na cry you of Antone cry you say your mine dear unni hu kwan say obaka say mempe emretia bribisa e wo hodada na say bribisa ni hu a 7 January 2025 e ko ebit ma en say sa ama Ghana picture na ye clear details in the political parties in government no e be handle na.
Okay, so chief Beba we pen once we are near rapport.
Medasine akonya udamame. Senior honorable. I'm calling him senior because he did a MSc Energy Economics at Gampa, and I'm currently also a student. So he's my senior and an industry partner. I think in your presentation you mentioned some projects. Projects being person clarification. What kind about Kaswa box supply point and then Pokwase box supply point, and you also talk about Kalio renewable. I don't know what exactly. Minim at the port here. Projects are projects, you know. As it say under NDC time, and more sources for funding from Millennium Challenge Corporation. That is MCC. And now say you executed it before you left office, because I know say it was under this current administration. And project, you know, cut sword near your commission. So if you can clarify that, and also Kalio, was it renewable? Do you answer more solar project be a whole more that we name? Is there something like that?
Yeah, I'll deal with it.
Then, on the issue of electricity asset, I think the information data initially more project, there are some inaccuracies. Okay. I agree with what near Jinapo, because I have that data here. I have shared this on several platforms. When they were living in office, and electricity assets, that was 2016. It was around 80 3.24.
Yeah.
And currently is around 89, getting to 90% access.
Okay.
Now, let me come to my question. What's your power sector? Then you look at the downstream, then you look at upstream where we extract the oil now. There are always concerns about transparency. Sometimes more NDC and then MPP, when you have the opportunity to come into government, you form government. I said the interest of these two parties in the power sector becomes too higher compared to what is supposed to be the interest of the nation. It's honorable. As some ben a war catcher Ghana for say, Samunya Konya Biemna Moba, that kind of Katasumu so. We are a member of Mines and Energy Committee. There are several deals that Ekodu Parliament and Kiyefi said. Ordinary Ghanaian fee said, more yam Rashebe for na more. That oversight role and as a responsibility na more no. More share ma deal be able to go through in the interest of Mother Ghana or the ordinary Ghana. But we don't seem to see those things. How are you going to ensure? In case NDC comes to power, you play a major role in the energy sector.
So, yet before you waiting in my brain. Let
me conclude. On the issue of talk, the NPP promised in their manifesto of 2016 said they are going to make sure that oil not here you too no. A process as at now, sadly. Anye Juma. Then NDC for Ebeye in case Munya.
Okay, so Duncan.
My monitor. I am a desert Michael Obo Renewables. My main suggested to the honorable member of parliament for Yape. Sir Yape Kuso.
Yeah, that's it.
Kuso Anagu. What's I'm going to go?
Can you come aboard?
Oman renewable energy. Minim the type of people I hear as black people. There was so much sun. There was photocell energy. Personally, me use solar ofie. The cost no scary. So okay, so be fix here. But I think that as obi a energy, the first thing anka yebe dwene ho so that yebe reduce the pressure on ECG, the pressure on thermal plants no. Would also be a policy shift. Say yene banks impo be ye adwuma. Say be ya say Ghanaian worker bi ebetimi etua ebi abosome 500 cedis and 1,000 beer. The banks can pre-finance solar panels, but there should be a deliberate policy say in the area no. Na your agenda they say within the next 4, 5 years or 10 years no. And Ghanaian homes, Oman, at least 20% or 30% there, nenke ye call towards renewable, so that enya afe ne ye kopesi kafoforo e de abeto thermal plants and power plants. That way, no, who move be from the grid now. I'm sure the honorable more consider sa option no so Ghana for be bre ni beje me kona ECG eye adwuma enye adwuma me okane ofie meda petroleum so na me dey say we can about meter ECG omo problem. They make it difficult. Ghanaians be okra cash in bottom. They want to be able to buy power. Unya wo kosa wo pe meter 5 months unless wo kotua na nsen ye call madam fubi ne baby meter ba ko ye so for 21,000 cedis enembra inti oman ye can say no na ye to the agencies na share energy ministry no ye ntu omofo sometimes omo ne ye enso ka ho e na omo nyeska no last one on petroleum of course yeah me ne ankofi ya adwen premix in some near near Chemo. Look, it doesn't add up to anything, or man. Fisherman no coaching idea. So I'm joining the cooperatives. na ya pay sika bi as a man through the finance ministry. Maybe we can advance monies to them. Fishing season way, you can access 10,000. Ebia na ensure who so obaka to tonyama bi. But oye na juma we know betu ya the next season there's money we can give to them. But say driver ni koto ne petrol was won tua for fisherman ne expedition okoye. Fisherman no so koba na driver ni na anwe fish no okori na ntwi na mo a. Anazo odwan bi ana akoko bi no nyare na ese watua sika no for nothing. Inti premix de no yenwene ho na last one man misro. Gold for oil. You better na yenka ho hwe. Okay. Mejidi say the honorable member no bedwene ho yi a ye wo nyinasoa ye de ye bust as an entity. Can ye safety net as a people ho. Bust ne to. Nka touch mumua na ebika na ye de ama bust no mo de asie. Emredru na petrol bo no esifo mo anka bust e wo sika bi da ho no mo a de obeka ne strategic margin bi. Nanko omuso omo de atobi asie oman be for windows nie petrol bo na si form on the international market consistently yentimi ante so Ghana because na cedi no so depreciate oman in case form no omo strategic stock margin bi da bia international market what obi asie ochina woda sorry na free 700 akopie 800 o se yetumo bumu a bust were enough tanks anko bet media so nyina ya sene and ye jai ne say dey good for oil koto beton maybe say honorable member no omo any plans to bring bust back to the original concept right and I say yeah but also business as usual sir. Okay so that's
David Pacho first one Emma Ntivinya Brena Premix Emma Brena does
Kofi talks about the issue of premix. The idea Mika said we want to move away even from premix and transition to solar. It's a rechargeable. Modern day outboard motors, no. Our countries, Switzerland, Dutch for Scandinavian countries now moving away from even fossil fuel. Small, even Scandinavia. That is it. That is so. Yes, with technology, normally you use lithium battery, power. It means you cover. Yeah. Intina me say we'll start with 30% of stabilization fund. No. Na, intina that means say you bet me aye. Intina something we'll do. And the issue of abiding politics is true. I will be a Juma. The policy comes from the government. Government deba e-levy and to government yanko. You resist e-levy to the level say it became fiscal. I'm a mokramu didi atep. So you go Ghana nimase. We shouldn't get fiscal. Meboa. Nti abana say you tutia na MPP MPs. Approve. You can't blame an NDC MP for that. And I refuse that flatly. You to me hold the NDC MPs responsible for the reckless behavior of MPP government and MPP parliamentarians. Budget, we threw it out. On record, we voted against the budget.
But you can't vote against the entirety of a budget.
You can't approve a portion of the budget by law.
But you have portions that you have disagreement with.
Let me educate people.
Educate myself because we answer that question.
You can't approve portions of the budget. That is the law. If you want to change the law, change the law. They present the budget with its appropriations. Say, approve this budget for me. Either you do reject here. They forced it and passed it. NDC MPs, we washed our hands off. We are not responsible for that because you vote against budget. No, you 137. More than 137. You didn't give us 250. You didn't give us 200. When I move to here, and I move to 138 my MP before. I vote to 137 my. Until say you got two. Na say you 137 in your to the ya juma. That's what we can do. Next time I say be a year koi. Mo say ni amamo boni koso. Na mama 200 and something. We'll do a better job. But at the end of the day, Maza, ni will come back to you. Say 8 years now, so you're back. Yaba. Say MPP adwuma so mani a no mato ma omo. So mo adwuma so mani a muntuntie na ne oba no. On say me bana ma anye ni yi a me kofie. Na yaka. And I must say continuation of projects. It's a very laudable suggestion. Free SHS debate, but on the debate on last week, President Mama said it has come to stay. Now, so about the interest, they say, baby, President, I go for the dear Bruno. A DNA baye, near day, a secure funding dedicated for free SHS. It's a positive development. They had a banter. 2016, it was a banter. 2012, it was a banter. 2020, it was a banter. 2024, President Mama said, you trade debate. So. Free SHS has come to stay. That is commendable. Very. And I think that should be a lesson for us. And the Constitution itself, directive principle of state policy. You can't waste people's money. No. Until sometimes, MPs say blame me. But most of civil society, yes, the responsibility lies on us, the MPs. I agree. Until you bam hobeji to me, you mon criticize here. But sometimes, most of me who are most of me. Say, President Akufo, baby, all dear Connie, MY, and yes, saying tin and yes, saying our catch here. What's it all? But then at all, any juma. Esla, I've all the accounts here. I've been raising this in Parliament. Say they are misusing the Esla levies. I've been talking. I've moved motions. We've investigated, we've made recommendations. But given the law, Emrano, they say we only have to use the law. If you cry a court, you call a near Kolusu, what teams the case then can win it. But court a bua, then you have to come back. But ultimately, power no rest with the people of Ghana. And idiot, until the Constitution needs to me na mamu. Then solar. Well, we initiated the solar rooftop project. Google it, President Mahama. 200,000 solar projects.
Make it affordable.
Yeah, no, and then they're buying it here. We're installing it. Yeah, install barbering salons, hairdressing salons, dressmaking salons, and we intended to shave off 200 megawatts. Then Kalio, President Mahama, Kalio, me 2 mirror or my na my day. My you President Mahama made this known during the inauguration of a $2 million, 2.5 megawatt solar plant in Navrongo in the Upper East region. He sourced the funding and on no SN commission here. Navrongo, Kaliono or Navrongo, a small village beer. Okay. Navrongo and near. And then this, and then a solar rooftop project, no, 200,000. Now a shave of 200 megawatts. I buy by which easy, and you know. And the other one, the last one, a project now about bulk supply point. AMC, and I'm because any secure funding, no. Yes, if you are President for the commission after we've awarded the contract, and the contract had been awarded that year free by we couldn't have commissioned it. One free mum, back or cogit or cacas on a year. So I had to issue a statement to say we are Mahama projects because we got the funding. We awarded the contract. The contract was ongoing. We now commission. When you hear was here, was a bonochrono account.
Okay, Minister. Before
for oil, gold for oil.
Transparency in their dealings in the sector, in the agreements. So when signing contracts, we don't need to be shortchanged. We don't want to feel shortchanged.
Absolutely. Tina, your processes. So me a minister, mean to me and sign contracts. You have to go through value for money audit, go to parliament, go to procurement. Sometimes so don't simplify it like that. I can assure you, sir, under the NDC government, the level of transparency, accountability, and integrity was far better than today. You cannot say, sir. You cannot say, sir. Abambia 100%.
Yeah.
And
but you feel you are better than them.
But I can tell you, Minya, when you know more Ghana, Kofi more Ghana, and you hear what happens. Munim, and Niama Motiti named this and Amotis Animan. Namote. Yes, a commander don't sign a Mary and yet you investigate 510 million. Yet you call 1.3 billion. How kind of government 6 years is there? Until no,
yes,
for oil.
Comment, yeah.
It has become an avenue for corruption. Gin for oil, Bank of Ghana so far lose to almost 2 billion from gold for oil.
So it's not a
2 billion cedis. So we'll review it. As a result of forex and exchange rate fluctuations.
That's true.
I'm telling you.
That's true.
That is policy. Now, what we want to do is to review it and involve the private sector. For BDCs, for no shame, and let them take the risk of the forex. Because business, we are risk. Gold, value it at international market price. Certify companies, let them buy, sell the gold. Ton gold now, dollars no. Within 1 month, they should bring it back into Bank of Ghana accounts. No more cedis. Nefas had dollars no. Ebua BDCs. No more imported oil no. It's more transparent, it's clearer, it's tidier, it's neater than say Wakoshisuma say no you 1 or 2 companies. Not only more delay. We won't do that as an NDC.
Okay,
party.
so former Deputy Minister, Member of Parliament, we are grateful. Thank you so much for your time. Agencies are most
Mr. Oman, another day.
You will get another day. Yeah, we'll get another day. You will get another day.
I need him here. Yes, I want them here so that it won't be monotonous.
We thank you, Kofi. This is your sectorial debate. And unfortunately, the New Patriotic Party representative, Era Andrew Japamesa and Timiameka, party in South Franchim will be up to this point at year point, Jumedino. San, the better NDC for us is almost the Era John Jinapo Ebae. This one, Kofi Mabunfu, we end with this one. The former energy minister apologizes to Ghanaians. So we are okay now.
On what?
On
number 6. But on my way, my men, Kofi Dankamone, I've also learned something here.
Yeah.
The thing about Riasan is that one person cannot be an oasis of knowledge. You brought about LPG. It will feed much into our manifesto, which is there already, but we'll strengthen it. You talked about solar, policies, senior continue policies.
Good for you.
As I come here, I learn. More than
sanitation.
Another group of share. Me head the energy sector.
Thank you. So that's sectoral debate. If you're the piano, everyone more than the different sector. But don't mind the Kwabna Santi. On behalf of the entire team led by Kofi Mpendu, and our Feminia Kwesisi, Fiaman Kwatamaklu, Pedobi Biasi,